Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Today we're going to watch, in theme for Halloween, perhaps the scariest film I think I'm ever going to watch. It's The Exorcist. So I am excited, I'm very nervous. I'm glad you're going to be watching it here with me. So I feel like I'm not alone. We've got a movie date with a movie that came out in 1973. I understand that some of the scenes were, I was going to say barred, but I understand some of the scenes were cut from the original version and they're available in the director's cut of the movie, but today we're just going to watch the film that came out in cinemas. I don't know much about the plot at all. I know that there's a girl who's bewitched, possessed, maybe is a better term for it. She's possessed, I guess, by the devil. And there's a priest who's going to come and perform an exorcism. How she became possessed and evil, I don't know, and I don't know what he's going to do to help resolve her issues. So let's jump straight in. Oh, it's so unsettling. The Exorcist. If it hadn't said The Exorcist at the start, I could be sure I pressed on the wrong film. I wonder if it's going to show us like the origins of an evil deity, you know, a curse. Like in The Mummy, they dig too deep and they find an evil curse. Could this be our priest? Maybe he was like an archaeology professor turned priest, or was a priest, left and travelled to Iraq. Oh, I'm expecting a hand to come out. Okay. He looks really unsettled since discovering that artifact. Oh look, they've got things from the Sumerian civilization. Oh, I love that too. Look, they're showing how Arabic's written. I really want to know more about his past, but I'm sure they'll show us. Ugh. I don't like that. Everything around it is dilapidated, and then this figure of this god. Well, that looks evil, doesn't it? That was powerful. That was like the duality between God and man, or beast and man.
What you do today? Stuff. What's that stuff?
Okay, that's going to be our little devil girl.
Father, you help an old altar boy. I'm a Catholic.
Everybody's got freaky eyes in this film.
Mama? Mama?
How are you, Mama? I'm so glad.
You look good. Some time?
No.
Mama, I could take you somewhere where you'd be safe, you wouldn't be alone.
This is my house, and I'm not going no place. You are not happy. Tell me, what is the matter?
Mama, I'm all right. I'm fine. Really, I am.
That's quite a sacrifice, giving up any traditional life he might want to be celibate, be a priest on his own, looking after his mother.
Hey, where'd this come from? I found it.
God, a Ouija board?
You've been playing with it? You know how? I'll show you.
They're crazy.
Oh, yeah? Well, let's both play.
Captain Howdy.
It's Captain Howdy.
You know, I make the questions and he does the answers. Captain Howdy, do you think my mom's pretty?
This girl's crackers.
Captain Howdy, that isn't very nice.
What are we going to do on your birthday? On Sunday this year?
They're obviously showing her sweetness and innocence and how she's pleasant with her mum. I guess it's gonna be the polar opposite soon.
No, I love you.
A priest walks into a bar. Sorry.
It's my mother, Tom. She's alone. I never should have left her. I want out of this job. It's wrong. It's no good.
Oh, I see. He doesn't live with his mother. He was just checking up on her.
I think I've lost my faith, Tom.
Can you believe this? He doesn't even call his daughter on her birthday, for Christ's sake.
Oh.
He doesn't give a shit. No, operator, don't tell me there's no answer. It's the Hotel Excelsior in Rome. Would you try?
What are you doing here?
My bed was shaking.
God. He's gonna love that. Okay. It couldn't get more scary. She's going by candlelight. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Why wouldn't she get a torch? She's like Ebenezer Scrooge.
Smells nice.
Oh, God.
What the hell made the fire burst? I freaked out. I missed it. It must have been some sort of gas. Okay.
She was all the time screaming.
You should have called me the minute it happened.
So we give her a shot and bring her here. Then we take her right out. 2 or 3 months and she's out, good as new.
Oh. Those poor people.
If you wasn't be priest, you'd be famous psychiatrist now. Your mother, she'd be living in a penthouse instead of the...
Okay, so the priest is a psychiatrist as well.
No, it's all right.
But I didn't think his mother was losing her mind.
Mama.
Why you did this to me, Demi? Why?
Mama, I'm going to take you out of here, Mama. Mama, I'm going to take you home.
I'm going to take you home.
Couldn't you put us someplace else?
Private hospital? Who got the money for that, Dimmy? You?
Priest kicking ass. And he's obviously angry and frustrated right now. Losing his faith, his mum's in a mental institute. It's all a bit rubbish.
Hey, I think we've got a guest.
You're gonna die up there.
Oh, Christ.
Oh, my God, honey. What's the matter? I'm sorry she's been sick. She didn't know what she was saying.
Okay.
Come upstairs.
Mother, what's wrong with me?
Oh.
It's nerves, and that's all. Okay?
But now I'm wondering, was it the Ouija board or was it that thing in the attic? That was crazy.
Oh, Christ. Should have been there. I wasn't there. I should have been there.
There was nothing you could do.
He obviously feels bad he wasn't there in the last moments his mother died. What sort of dream is this? Oh. That was horrible. Did you see that? The subliminal face of the devil? Devil eyes.
I don't want it!
Regan,
You don't want it, you fucking bastard!
Whoa. The mum's lost control.
Of a type of disturbance, chemical electrical activity of the brain, daughter in the temporal lobe. It's up here in the lateral part of the brain, and usually just before a convulsion, the shaking of the bed. That's doubtless due to muscular spasm.
Look, I got on the bed. The whole bed was thumping and rising off the floor and shaking. The whole thing, with me on it.
The problem with your daughter is not her bed, it's her brain.
Useless. It's funny how everybody smoked back then, even the doctors in the hospitals.
Now, Regan, you're going to feel something a bit cold and wet.
Oh, I thought that was going in her mouth.
Now, you're going to feel a little stick here.
But the mum feels awful doing that to her. They're gonna blast her brain. Oof.
There's nothing there. No vascular displacement at all.
And things have gotten worse since I phoned you. I think you better go upstairs.
She having spasms again? Did you give her the medication I gave you?
Yes.
Mother, please!
What is it? What's happening?
Stop it, Mother! We'll make it stop!
All right, let's see what the...
Oh my...
Fuck me! Fuck me!
Away from me!
Holy shit. How she was rocking on the bed, that was so disturbing. And then that ginormous lump she got in her throat. Oh. And then she had a man voice.
How could she fly off the bed like that? Pathological states can induce abnormal strength.
The arrogance of these doctors, like, they know that's not normal, but they don't have an answer for it, so then they just feed her a load of bullshit.
We still think the temporal lobe.
Oh, what are you talking about, for Christ's sake?
Yeah.
Did you see her or not?
Yeah.
She's acting like she's fucking out of her mind, psychotic.
These doctors don't know shit. She needs to trust her instinct and not listen to them.
Dr. Tanny says the x-rays are negative. Normal.
I wonder if she'll ever be the same again, the little girl.
I think it's time we started looking for a psychiatrist.
Hello?
Oh. Oh, I'd be shitting myself. God. Is she gonna go psycho nutso?
What the hell do you mean going off and leaving Regan by herself? Windows wide open, the whole room is freezing.
Didn't he tell you?
Didn't who tell me?
Burke. I had him stay with her, and
Oh,
I should have known better. I'm sorry.
I guess you should have.
Suppose he heard. Burke's dead. Fell down from the top of the steps right outside. By the time he hit M Street, he broke his neck. Is there someone inside you?
Sometimes.
Oh, God.
Is it Captain Howdy? If I ask him to tell me, will you let him answer?
I'm afraid.
I'm speaking to the person inside of Regan now. I must answer all my questions. Come forward. Why, you...
Did she grab his crotch? And how she looked at him. The character, the devil, the lion in her was not hypnotized. The girl clearly as well, she did something to Burke to make him die. Cursed him or something.
Dennings, you read how he died.
On a fall.
Burke Denning was found at the bottom of those steps with his head turned completely around.
Didn't happen in the fall?
Possible, however.
Unlikely.
It looks like the type of disorder that's somnambuliform possession. It starts with a conflict or a guilt, and it leads to the patient's delusions.
Jesus Christ, 88 doctors, all you can tell me with all of your bullshit is...
I'm feeling the mother's rage, you know.
Of course, there is one outside chance for a cure.
Do you have any religious beliefs?
No.
What about your daughter?
Why?
Have you ever heard of exorcism? It has worked. It's purely a force of suggestion. The victim's belief in possession is what helped cause it. So in that same way, the belief in the power of exorcism can make it disappear.
Okay, so Burke flew down those steps. The devil and the girl obviously threw Burke down the road. Is that our artifact from Iraq?
Might your daughter remember, perhaps, if Mr. Dennings was in her room that night?
Why are you asking all this?
It's strange. The deceased comes to visit, stays only 20 minutes, leaves all alone. A very sick girl isn't likely to fall from a window. Besides, a fall wouldn't do to his neck what we found. My opinion, he was killed by a very powerful man. And make it very probable that the deceased was killed and then pushed from your daughter's window. But nobody was in the room except your daughter, so how can this be?
God, she held that together. She obviously heard the bit about the head being twisted all the way and thought, fuck. But didn't want to show it.
Lick me!
You know what she did, your canting daughter?
Cut the scene. I'm done. What?
It's all right. I should have told
she's
you I
meeting
wouldn't be
the
in
priest. Oh
uniform.
my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, her head going all the way back. But oh, didn't like that at all. This must have been so shocking in the 70s.
How do you go about getting an exorcism?
Beg your pardon?
If a person's, possessed by a demon or something, how do they get an exorcism?
First thing, I'd have to get him into a time machine and get him back to the 16th century. Well, it just doesn't happen anymore, Miss McNeil.
Oh, yes, since when?
Well, since we learned about mental illness, paranoia, schizophrenia, all those things they taught me at Harvard. I've never met one priest who has performed an exorcism, not one.
I thought he'd be well up for it. I didn't even pause to think he'd conclude it was a backwards therapy treatment.
The occurrences, my little girl.
Then that's all the more reason to forget about exorcism. It could make things worse.
You could do it yourself.
No, I couldn't. I need church approval, and that's rarely given.
Could you see her?
Yes, I could. I could see her as a psychiatrist, but...
He needs a priest. She's already seen every fucking psychiatrist in the world, and they sent me to you. Now you're gonna send me back to them?
Oh. How is she still living in the same house as her? Like, as her daughter?
Hello, Regan.
What has happened to her face?
Loosen the straps.
I'm afraid you might hurt yourself, Regan.
I'm not Regan.
Well, then let's introduce ourselves. I'm Damien Karras.
And I'm the devil. Now kindly undo these straps.
If you're the devil, why not make the straps disappear?
That's much too vulgar display of power.
Show me Regan and I'll loosen one of the straps.
Can you help an old altar boy, Father?
And that was the voice of the man from the train on the platform.
Your mother's in here with us, Karras. Would you like to leave a message?
If that's true, then you must know my mother's maiden name. What is it? What is it?
I'm thinking now, was the devil entity on the train station, or did the devil know who the priest interacted with that day and he's doing a mindfuck on him? No, probably the latter.
Look, I'm only against the possibility of doing your daughter more harm than good.
Nothing you could do could make it any worse.
I need evidence that the church would accept as signs of possession. Like her speaking in a language she's never known or studied.
What else?
I don't know.
Surely that's proof enough.
You probably know as much about possession as most priests. Look, your daughter, she says she's the devil himself. Now, if you've seen as many psychotics as I have, you'd realize that's the same thing as saying you're Napoleon Bonaparte.
You tell me you know for a fact that an exorcism wouldn't do any good.
Did you know my mother died recently? Is Regan aware of it?
Not at all. Why'd you ask?
It's not important. Good night.
But it is important. It's very important.
Did you do that?
I love how the priest is calm.
Mirabile dictu, don't you agree?
You speak Latin.
Ego te absolvo.
Quod nomen mihi est.
La plume de ma tante.
How long are you planning to stay in Regan?
Until she rots and lies stinking in the earth. What's that?
Holy water.
It burns! Yeah, throw it! Merrin! Merrin!
I really, really like how the priest can just approach her and have like a genuine conversation with the devil and not be perturbed by it. It's almost like the devil sort of respects him a little bit. Well, not quite, but...
I told Regan that was holy water. I sprinkled it on her and she reacted very violently. It's tap water, and that doesn't help support a case for possession.
Killed Burke Dennings.
What?
She killed Burke Dennings.
Who are you?
It's a language, all right. It's English. That's English in reverse.
Give us time! Let her die! I am no one. I am no one. I am no one. Merrin, he's the priest.
Huh? I'll be right there.
I don't want Chris to see this.
Oh, the mother doesn't know. Why is it so cold? Oh. That's horrible. I keep thinking, oh, there's a little girl in there. Oh, and imagine it, clawing, help me. He can't argue that against that. He should go to the Pope if he has to.
You're convinced that it's genuine?
No, not really, I suppose. But I have made a prudent judgment that it meets the conditions set down in the ritual.
You would want to do the exorcism yourself?
Yes.
Might be best to have a man of experience. How about Lancaster Merrin? I had notion he was over in Iraq.
It's our priest.
Had experience 10, 12 years ago, I think, in Africa. The exorcism supposedly lasted months. Heard it damn near killed him.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's his time to shine. He's like, not again. But isn't it like the burden of being so aligned with that work? It's his calling, but it's weighing him down. You can tell by how he's slumped and how he walks and how he's perturbed by what he finds. That's the front cover of the DVD.
Yes, I'm Father Merrin.
Father? It's an honor to meet.
He looks so old. Looks like this could kill him.
Warning to avoid conversations with the demon. The demon is a liar. The attack is psychological and powerful. Do not listen.
So far, I'd say there seem to be three. She's convinced that
There's only one.
He's like, well, shut up then. It's interesting that the devil's controlling like the temperature of the room and making it cold.
Stick your cock up her ass, you motherfucking cocksucker.
Be silent!
Oh!
He's like, for good measure. Poof.
Heaven.
Oh.
Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom.
He's a professional. Keep going.
I defend my cause. Men of violence seek my life. To the Holy Spirit.
As it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end in me.
Let the enemy have no power.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell, Paris, you faithless swine.
Tyrant to the flames of hell.
I'm worried she's going to get free suddenly.
Roaring lion. Hasten now laying waste your land. So he may not.
God, I hope it works.
Father Callis.
He's not surprised, but Father Callis like, I had never seen anything like this before.
See the cross of the Lord. Begone, you hostile.
That's nuts. All that slime coming out of her mouth. It's like Goosebumps green. Ooh. Kissed it and put it back on.
Unclean spirit!
Shove it up your ass!
In the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, it's he who commands you that the depths of hell...
Fuck him!
Be gone!
Fuck him, Garrus!
From this creature of God!
This is so intense.
In the name of the Father, of the Son, of the Holy Spirit, who lives and reigns, and the Holy Spirit. Damien! God!
You killed your mother! You left her alone!
Regan,
You God, I'll never forgive you!
By the judge of the living... It's the power. It's the power of Christ. The power of Christ. Christ compels you. The power of 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 Christ compels you. Do not despise my command because you know me to be a sinner. It is God himself who commands you.
That was so... Oh, fuck. I just found that upsetting. That older priest is hardcore. Like, she knocked the young father to the floor and he kept going. He's thinking about what the devil said, that he left his mum to die. Because it's not true, but he feels it in his heart that it's true. I didn't think I'd cry. I thought I'd be super scared, but I don't know, something about that scene with the chanting and them repeating the words. Or was it Father God compels you? What they said, it was a lot. Why is he going in there alone? He shouldn't be in there alone.
Dimi, why you do this to me? Please, Dimi. I'm afraid.
You're not my mother.
Dimi, please. You're not
my mother! Damien, get out.
There's some crazy manipulation. He should know better. It's not real. I really want to know what the Catholic Church said after this film was released in the theatres. And I want to know how they went about knowing what might happen in an exorcism. They must have consulted the Catholic Church or a few priests.
Is she gonna die?
No.
What the fuck? Is he dead? Oh my god. She's just sat there.
You son of a bitch! Come into me! Take me!
So he took the devil out the girl and sacrificed himself and then quickly killed himself.
Do you want to make a confession? Are you sorry for all the sins of your past life?
He died heroically. They both did. Oh. as soon as he had the devil in him, and he quickly reverted back to, well, himself, like he knew his mind and he knew the devil was in him, he flew out the window.
She doesn't remember any of it.
That's good.
All done.
Okay. Honey, this is Father Dyer.
That's crazy. She obviously knows that a priest saved her. My God. Oh, I don't even know where to start with that film. It was really well made. It was powerful. The script was excellent. But I'm just so surprised that I felt so emotional watching it. It's at that scene where the exorcism was performed with the chanting. Like, I don't know why I got so upset by it. I think probably part of it is because I was raised Catholic, so hearing the prayers, you know, and the power of prayer, I haven't thought about it for a long time, but in that moment you really felt perturbed by it, but by her body rising, by the devil making her body rise, and the priest never wavering in their exorcism. I thought it was a very bizarre but powerful scene. I did like the movie. Like, I thought it was incredibly original. It kind of shocked me, yeah. It shocked me, the language that the devil was speaking through Regan, and how dark that was, how explicit. Like, that came out in 1973, wasn't it? It's barbaric to think that people were in the cinemas and hearing, like, you know, the C word and hearing everything that the devil wanted, you know, even like incestuous stuff. Bloody hell. Thought it was great in that I was hooked the whole time. There wasn't a moment I thought, oh, you know, boring. I didn't know how it was going to end. I'm kind of sad the old priest died, but he looked like he was on death's door, so died doing what he loved. But it's kind of more scary that they didn't show that scene. It leaves it to our imagination to think how the devil, you know, got free and made him suffer, or killed him over. And I really did like the ending of our young priest being heroic and not giving in to the guilt he felt that his mother passed. All these things, especially, you know, the older priest being in Iraq and uncovering the archaeology find, the film added a lot of depth to these characters, or it made them real characters, didn't it, with backstories. The mother as well. Speaking of the mother, I loved how she advocated for her daughter, even when her daughter was the devil child. I felt for her. The actress, Regan, she was amazing. Like, the makeup was great, but being mature enough to pull off being so serious, absolutely phenomenal. I want to see now how many awards this movie won. I might have a look now. I'm going to have a quick Google to see. I feel pleased I've watched it now. Exorcist film. Surely it won some awards. Oh yeah, quite a few. Best writing. That doesn't, you know, surprise me at all. I thought the script was incredible. Golden Globe for Best Director. Yeah, Best Motion Picture. Sound Mixing, Best Supporting Actress, that must be. Best Screenplay. Can you imagine everyone getting their awards at the ceremony and looking all glamorous, especially Regan when she looked so horrendous for half the movie? God, I'm still a little bit shook from it. I can't even speak hardly. I thought it was great. I'm really pleased. I've watched it and felt free to be scared. I don't think it's a movie I'll ever watch again in my life, but I'm glad that I have, and it was far more scary than I thought it was going to be. More the psychology, you know, or the psychological terror the film puts you through. That's why I got so upset as well, I think, you know. It's in that room when the priests were trying to retract the devil from her. It reminded me of, you know, sometimes when you feel like a bit lost or you're trying to come back to yourself. I think all these things were playing in my mind why I got so emotional. But I'm glad Regan was all right in the end. And shame our priest died. Well, they both died, didn't they? But as far as films go, it was a brilliant ending. And I'm glad that Regan seems to be safe and well. And there wasn't, you know, they could have done a slight play where you thought, has the devil truly left her? And left it on a bit of a cliffhanger. But I'm really pleased that they didn't do that. They gave it a good ending, a solid ending. Loved it. Gosh, please join next time. If you like this video, do subscribe to the channel, like the video, and we'll see you next time for Movie Date with Kate.